Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming once again. Well, we're about to enter the holiday season, and the holiday season is wonderful for many reasons, and it also can be challenging for lots of people. We face family relationships that are unhealed, and we have meetings and gatherings that rub us the wrong way, and so it's a really fertile time to practice our spiritual principles, especially when it comes to relationships. There's a lovely passage in A Course in Miracles that says, if you think that meditating or contemplating or doing yoga are the way to God, that works. But they're tedious and time consuming. It doesn't say yoga, but it talks about meditation and contemplation. And it says really the fastest way to God, to illumination, to enlightenment, is through relationships. It says that if you can heal a relationship that's been painful or sorrowful for you, you will rocket to healing of mind, body, and spirit in ways far more powerful and faster than simply sitting and meditating. Meditation is good. Contemplation is good. Yoga is good. But it's saying if you really want to do the work, get your relationships healed. There's a story about a yogi who sat and meditated in a cave for 20 years. And he felt like he really attained enlightenment. And then he came down into town, and somebody on the street bumped into him. He got so angry, he yelled at him and almost punched him. So the truth is that he wasn't really enlightened because he had not found a place inside of him that could be peaceful, even in the face of something in the outer world challenging him. If you can hold your peace with somebody who has formerly bugged you, you're really getting somewhere. And so what we want to do is to redefine our relatives who annoy us, who tell us bad jokes, or criticize us, or judge us, or gossip about us. We want to define them as our best teachers. Now, the ego doesn't want to hear that because you want to be right. But the Course in Miracles says, would you rather be right or happy? So you can be right about resenting them. You can be right about all the things they did wrong to you. They can be right about how bad you feel in their presence. The ego has a million ways to prop up being right. But the Course says you can either be right or happy, and you can't be both. So what if we use this holiday season as a time to practice being happy, no matter what anybody does? No matter who shows up at your family gathering, no matter what they say to you, how powerful would that be to choose peace in a situation where you once chose upset? There's a story about a Greek man in ancient Greece who paid somebody the equivalent of $100 a day to walk around and insult him, so he could get strong and clear in the face of upset. In a more modern metaphor, there's the Pink Panther movies, and Peter Sellers played Clouseau, the detective, and he had this. I think he was a Japanese guy named Kato, and Kato was his assistant. But Kato would always be playing tricks on him and challenging him. So the Pink Panther, Clouseau would come home, and Kato would jump out of a closet and attack him. He'd have to do judo and defend himself and defeat Kato. And so he had hired Kato to jump out of closets and all kinds of unexpected places to challenge him and keep him on his toes so he can maintain his strength at that particular martial art. So what if we called the people who bug us the most angels? An angel, the definition of an angel is a messenger of God. And so if somebody helps you grow spiritually by challenging you, they're really an angel. And it's not so much what they're doing out there, but it's more about what's happening in here. Sally Compton said, it's impossible to defeat an enemy who has an outpost in your head. Meaning that if somebody could have died or lost your life in some other way, and if you're still walking around having arguments with them, it doesn't matter where their body is because they're living in your brain. But the good news about that is that if it's really an issue between you and you more than between you and them, you have the capacity to heal it. Because when we shift our perception and choose love instead of fear, then you've mastered the situation no matter what they're doing, no matter where they are, whether they're alive or wherever they are on the planet. So this is really all about taking back our power from the people to whom we have unjustly given it. No one deserves to have power over your life. No one can take your power. Only you can give it to them. And because only you can give it to them, only you can take it back. So I'd like to offer you 3 practical tips for how to have harmony in the holidays. The first one is to do what I call a compassion expander. And it's based on the phrase that hurt people hurt people. In other words, if someone is mean or angry to you or they betray you in some way, they must be wounded. They must be hurting. And something has happened in their life that has traumatized them or anesthetized them or numbed them down, dumbed them down, or raised their ire. And they're bleeding psychically, you might say. You know, when I coach people who talk to me about an abusive parent, I ask them, well, what was your father's relationship with his father? Oh, my grandfather was worse to him than my father is to me. Really? Yeah, he was so mean, absent. So what's happened is that father absorbed the abuse of his father, and he's passing along to this child, and he's in pain. Now, this does not excuse or condone abusive behavior. It should not be accepted. But to understand that this person is actually suffering, and their suffering is what's causing them to hurt you, it kind of takes some of the edge off of it. They're not just a nasty, evil villain who's trying to hurt you. You know, Don Miguel Ruiz in Four Agreements book said, don't take anything personally. So the person who's mean to you, it's not really about you, not really. May seem to be, but they're suffering and they don't know how to deal with their suffering, so they have to spew it and dump it on you. Once again, you don't have to accept it, but they're coming from a dark place. And what they need is not more darkness to counteract it. They need more light and love to release them. So let's do the compassion expander. Shall we practice that this holiday season? The next thing you could do is to enfold yourself in a sphere of positive energy, a sphere of light, like a bubble of light. And so if you know you're going to be with somebody for an evening or a weekend, part of your family, let's say, what you do is you sit for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it takes, to just enfold yourself in a beautiful sphere of positive energy. They use white light, golden light, any color light you like. And you make up your mind, you say, only that which matches my highest good can come into my energy bubble. Negation, fear, upset, rudeness, unkindness, it's kind of like water rolling off a duck's back. You do not allow that kind of energy into your space. You make a firm commitment that I will stay in my positive sphere of light. And only that which matches my good can enter. Everything else does not get to come in. It's screened out because I will be functioning at a particular frequency, and anything in another frequency cannot get to my radio station, so to speak. I have my antenna up at a particular frequency. And then you do this until you feel like you're really established in this beautiful, loving, healing, empowering, creative, joyful energy. And you say, well, now carry this sphere with me into my interaction with my relatives for the evening or weekend or however long you're with them. The third thing you can do is to define your meeting with them as you say that my only purpose in being with this person is to still feel good after I'm with them. In other words, you say that if I can hold my space with them and be in integrity with myself and feel relaxed and walk away from them still feeling at peace, that is the purpose of my interaction with them. I don't care whether it's a financial interaction or a material interaction or a social interaction about your family. None of that is as important as maintaining peace. There's a beautiful lesson on Course in Miracles that says, the peace of God is my one goal. Oh, don't you love that? The peace of God is my one goal. Working out my money thing with them is not my one goal. Getting them to like me is not my one goal. Avoiding them is not my one goal. Getting other people to agree with me that they're a jerk is not my one goal. My one goal is the peace of God. And if I can feel that when I'm with them, or as much as possible when I'm with them, if I can feel that when I'm complete with them, that's a good interaction. That works for me. That's my goal in life. In fact, Jerry Jampolsky, the source of the Centers for Attitudinal Healing, a wonderful Course in Miracles teacher, says, healing equals inner peace. The definition of healing is inner peace. It does not depend on outer circumstances or appearances. It depends on inner peace. So if you've attained inner peace, you can say you're healed. If you're not inner peaceful, you can't really say that you're healed. But let's have healing this holiday season. We've heard the expression home for the holidays. Got it. How about harmony for the holidays? How about if I can just cruise through this whole season, and COVID's going on, the economy's going on, my family's going on, and the politics are going, yada, 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 yada. Oh, let's go on, fine. But I'm going to cruise through it. I'm going to stay in my peace bubble, and I'm going to be a source of peace to others. I'm not going to fuel others' upset by my upset. Wow, that's my contribution to peace on earth, is peace right here. That's my gift to myself, my gift to the planet. How cool is that? Which brings us to one of my favorite phrases from A Course in Miracles. The holiest spot on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. Oh, don't you love that? The holiest spot on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. What it's saying is that where there's been darkness, where there's been enmity, where there's been pain, suffering, conflict, when you transform that, I'm not even saying if you transform it, because you will, somehow, some way. When you transform that dark energy and lift it to the light, and there's a healing, at least within you, even if the other person does not change their behavior, if there's a healing within your heart and your mind, that transformation is so much more powerful than if things had been easy and light all along. So we're here to transform negation, to turn lead into gold, the original alchemy. We're here to shine the light of higher awareness on situations that seem troubling, so they become a blessing to you and to everyone you touch. That's our purpose for this holiday season. Wouldn't that be wonderful as we do that? While we're here, I want to just remind you that as soon as the holiday season is over, we are starting my new life coach training course. It's a 6-month, very deep, powerful, transformational program to enable you to become a certified holistic life coach based on metaphysics, based on Course in Miracles, based on spirituality, and give you lots of tools to be truly helpful as a professional coach or incorporating coaching principles into your current career or personal life. It's a great journey. It's transformational for coaches as well as the clients. And if you'd like to play with me for 6 months in a really empowered group of like-minded peers, go to my website, alancohen.com, and we'll play together for 6 months. Thank you for joining me. As we enter the season, I wish you deep love, deep connection, and the peace of God. That is my wish for you and all of us, the peace of God.